Peter Parker believes power demands responsibility. Emma Frost believes power demands control. One stops muggers in alleyways, the other moves governments with a sentence and a thought. So what happens when Spider-Man marries a woman who can rewrite memories, influence elections, and shatter minds, while he still refuses to lie? Before entering the story, please click subscribe, like, and share to get more videos. 1. How they meet. When Spider-Man met Emma Frost, the crisis begins the way most do in New York. Sirens, screams, cracked pavement, a sky bruised with smoke and psychic static. Reports flood in across emergency channels. People collapsing in the streets, mutant factions clashing with police, entire blocks frozen in terror by a psychic presence strong enough to fracture thought itself. The X-Men are already mobilizing, containment teams moving through Midtown with grim precision. And then, right on time, Spider-Man swings into the chaos. He lands on a shattered taxi, mask tilted, voice light. Okay, quick survey. Who here ordered the deluxe citywide mental breakdown? Because I'm pretty sure that's not covered by insurance. Civilians don't laugh. The threat is too real, too invasive. Thoughts feel heavier here, like wading through wet concrete. Emma Frost notices him instantly, not because of the costume, not because of the acrobatics, but because his mind is loud, not noisy, fractured. She stands at the center of the psychic response team, white cloak untouched by the debris around her. To her, minds usually register as patterns, desires, fears, lies, defenses. Peter Parker is none of those. He is layers, jokes stacked on terror, bravado stitched over grief, responsibility hammered into a boy who never chose it. When Emma's telepathy brushes against him, she freezes, because beneath the humor is a scream that never stopped. Emma sees what the mask hides. Spider-Man cracks another joke as he weblines a collapsing light pole. Hey Frosty, no offense, but next time the psychic apocalypse happens, maybe pick somewhere warmer? Emma does not smile. She turns her head slightly, eyes narrowing, not in irritation, but analysis. Most heroes' humor is armor. Peter's is anesthesia. Inside his mind, she sees it all in a heartbeat. Uncle Ben bleeding on a sidewalk. A teenage boy realizing power doesn't just give, you owe. The endless math of saving some and losing others. Every failure cataloged. Every death filed under could have stopped. He never processed it. He never slowed down enough to heal. He just kept moving, swinging, joking, surviving. Emma has dissected tyrants, gods, and broken kings. But this is a child carrying the moral weight of a universe and pretending it's funny. Peter feels the difference immediately. Peter feels it before she speaks. That uncomfortable pressure behind the eyes. That sense of being seen. He's dealt with telepaths before. Professor X, Jean Grey, the occasional villain with too much brain power. But this is different. They usually tread carefully. Respect boundaries. Emma Frost doesn't ask permission. She assesses. And it rattles him. He pauses mid-quipping, body language shifting just enough to betray the crack in his confidence. So, you're not gonna do the whole laugh at the funny Spider-Man thing, huh? Emma finally looks at him fully. You don't tell jokes because you're funny, she says coolly. You tell them because silence would break you. That lands harder than any punch. Peter's mouth opens, another deflection ready, but nothing comes out. For the first time in years, Spider-Man isn't the smartest person in the room, and he hates how relieved he feels. A woman who doesn't flinch. Emma doesn't pity him. That's what unsettles Peter most. There's no softness, no condescension, no therapist's voice trying to guide him toward healing. Just clarity. You're afraid, she continues, walking past him as the psychic storm intensifies, that if you ever stop being Spider-Man, even for a moment, you'll have to finally feel everything you buried. Peter swallows. Wow. Is this the part where I ask for my mind back? She glances over her shoulder. You hide behind responsibility, she says. I hide behind control. We're not so different. That stops him. Because Emma Frost isn't mocking him. She's relating. Curiosity, not compassion. As the battle escalates and the psychic threat is neutralized, Emma watches Spider-Man fight. He moves like instinct given form, selfless, reckless, brilliant. But now she sees the cost. Every leap is penance. Every save a repayment he believes he still owes. And for the first time in a very long while, Emma Frost is not interested in his power. She's interested in his mind. A man who refuses to lie, even to himself. A hero who feels too much in a world that demands numbness. A boy who became a symbol without ever being allowed to grow up. As Spider-Man swings away into the smoke, Emma allows herself a rare, private thought. If someone like Peter Parker ever broke, the world would feel it. And perhaps more dangerously, if someone like Emma Frost ever decided to protect him, the balance of power would change forever. 2. The dangerous attraction. Emma is drawn to Peter because he is immune to corruption. He has power. He could rule. But he chooses restraint. Peter is drawn to Emma because she sees him fully without judgment. She doesn't pity him. She doesn't try to fix him. She respects him. Their conversations become late-night debates. Power versus responsibility, mutant kind versus humanity, control versus compassion. This is not romance. This is ideological tension. And that tension turns into desire. 3. Emma enters Peter's mind. Eventually, Emma asks permission. "Let me see you," she says. Peter hesitates but agrees. Inside his mind, Emma witnesses Uncle Ben's death, Gwen Stacy falling, MJ walking away, a life defined by failure despite heroism. Emma is shaken. For the first time in years, she feels something close to love without calculation. She promises never to manipulate him. And for Emma Frost, that promise costs more than blood. For the marriage that shakes Marvel. When they marry, the Marvel Universe panics. The Avengers are uneasy. The X-Men are divided. The public is terrified. Spider-Man, Earth's most trusted hero, is now married to a woman once known as a villain. But something changes. Emma becomes calmer. Peter becomes sharper. Spider-Man starts making fewer mistakes. Emma stops playing psychic chess with the world. Together, they are terrifyingly effective. 5. The Queen and the Spider. Emma doesn't fight crime like Peter. She fights systems. She dismantles criminal empires mentally, destroys conspiracies before they form, manipulates governments for good. Peter struggles. "How many lines can we cross?" he asks. Emma responds calmly, "How many lives are saved by crossing them?" This is the heart of their marriage. Peter pulls Emma toward morality. Emma pulls Peter toward realism. Neither wins. They balance. 6. The breaking point. A global psychic threat emerges. To stop it, Emma must control millions of minds, rewrite memories, become something close to a god. Peter begs her not to. Emma looks at him and says, "If I don't do this, you'll die trying." She crosses the line. The world is saved, but Emma changes, colder, more distant, more white queen than wife. Peter realizes the truth. Love didn't corrupt Emma. Power did. 7. The final choice. Emma offers Peter a deal. She can remove his guilt, heal his trauma, give him peace. All he has to do is let her rewrite his pain. Peter refuses. "Pain is why I'm Spider-Man," he says. Emma understands, and for the first time, she lets him go. Not because she stopped loving him, but because she loved him correctly. A love that never dies. They don't divorce in anger. There are no shattered rooms. No cruel words thrown like weapons. No final battle where love turns into hate. They separate in respect. Two people standing at the edge of a life they once believed could hold them both, realizing with painful clarity that it cannot. Peter Parker returns to the streets, not because he failed as a husband, not because Emma Frost asked him to leave, but because the city still calls his name in ways no one else ever could. He becomes Spider-Man again in full, not as an escape, but as a responsibility he never truly set down. The mask fits the same way it always did. The weight feels familiar, honest, necessary. Every night, he swings through alleys soaked in neon and rain, saving strangers who will never know his face, his losses, or the woman he once loved enough to believe in a different future. Emma Frost becomes a guardian of mutant kind. She steps fully into leadership, not out of ambition but obligation. Mutants still need protection, still need someone powerful enough to stand between them and a world that fears them, someone brilliant enough to make hard decisions without flinching. Emma becomes colder in public, sharper, more composed, but it isn't because her heart hardened. It's because she learned how fragile love can be, even when it's real. They don't cut each other out of their lives. There are no restraining orders of the heart, no erased memories, no psychic walls built from bitterness. They simply accept the truth that love doesn't always mean staying, that sometimes loving someone means letting them return to the life that will eventually destroy them, because taking it away would destroy them faster. Sometimes late at night, Emma checks Peter's mind, not to guide him, not to influence his choices, not to dull the pain or soften the fear, only to make sure he's alive. She brushes the edges of his consciousness like a fingertip against glass, careful not to leave a mark. She sees flashes, the swing between buildings, the split-second decisions, the exhaustion he never admits to anyone. She never interferes, because she knows that the moment she does, it stops being love and becomes control. And Emma Frost has loved enough to know the difference. Peter, on his side, sometimes pauses on a rooftop longer than necessary. He doesn't know when she checks on him. He doesn't feel her presence. But sometimes in the quiet between sirens he feels steadier, as if someone somewhere believes he'll survive the night. He never asks why. Some loves aren't meant to last forever. They aren't written to end in old age or quiet mornings. They don't fade gently into routine. They burn too brightly for that. Some loves are meant to change you forever. They teach you who you are when no one is watching. They show you the cost of choosing duty over desire. They leave behind a version of yourself that will never exist again. Peter becomes a better hero because he was loved without conditions. Emma becomes a stronger leader because she learned how to let go without cruelty. They carry each other forward, not in presence but in influence. And that is the kind of love that never truly ends. It just becomes something else.